And we're back. Welcome back to 102.7 Shop FM. We are the Nerds of the North. DJ Padawan here.
And DJ Bodobo.
Alrighty, we're going to kick you off today with some movie news. And not quite a lot going on in the world of movies today, but we've got a little bit of news here for you. Marvel's The Guardians of the Galaxy has released its first trailer. And this looks pretty interesting. I like the CG work that they've done. I find it really odd that one of the characters is... Like, I've never read the comic book myself, so I find it really odd that one of the characters is a raccoon who's quite adept at stealing vehicles and has a bodyguard who looks like he's a walking tree.
Yes, I remember you mentioning something about the voice of the raccoon.
Yeah, if I'm getting the character name correct, I believe Vin Diesel will be voicing the raccoon. And this seems quite ironic considering his recent choices in movies.
Yeah.
Namely the Fast and the Furious series. But it does look good. It caught my eye. It's definitely going to be a movie I'm going to wait and go and see. It looks like it's going to be a nice summer blockbuster. I didn't catch when it was being released into theaters, however, so my bad on that one. One thing I did catch the date on, of course, just being me and the type of nerd that I am, the limited collector's edition for The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug, has been announced for release. And its release date is April the 8th.
Very good, I will be picking that up.
And that's when it's coming out in all formats.
See,
3D Blu-ray, standard Blu-ray, combo pack.
the thing I hate about limited editions is you gotta... Like, I like how they did it with the last one, like they did the extended Blu-ray.
In special edition?
In special edition, but now they're doing the theatrical in limited edition.
Yeah, the theatrical's in limited edition, and just with what comes in this limited edition, it's enough to sucker me into buying it.
I want to know if they're going to do the same thing with the extended edition.
You can pretty much guarantee that they will do it that way.
Yeah.
However, I don't know about you. Are you going to end up picking up this limited edition theatrical?
Most likely.
For the...
I think
what
so.
It comes with?
I think so.
Yeah, what it comes with are two of the dwarven stone statues that are outside the dwarven city in the Lonely Mountain. And they're actually designed to be bookends for your shelves so you can hold all your DVDs together, and these will stick on either side. Make sure everything stands up. That definitely caught my attention.
How much did it cost?
It doesn't say the price.
Okay.
Probably going to be $80, $90.
That sounds about right.
Not since the earlier days of ThinkGeek, where you could get bookends that were Han, Leia, and Chewie in the garbage compactor trying to hold the walls out.
That was a pretty expensive one, wasn't it?
That was a $300 set of bookends, but oh, did I ever want them.
Yeah.
I've never seen a bookend collection that would be quite that good. I don't even like the Portal one myself. But
yeah, no.
This looks like something definitely worth picking up. Now, there is the massive blockbuster that's out right now. It turns out to be the Lego Movie.
Yeah. Who would have thought Lego could beat RoboCop?
Me.
Well, you would think RoboCop would be a big enough name that it could...
You'd think so. Before I get into Lego, since RoboCop has been mentioned, I guess we should talk about it.
Yes.
I was fully prepared to hate this movie because I had watched the trailer and I was not impressed from the trailer. I wasn't impressed with them remaking it at all. And I went into that movie theater fully prepared to hate it. And when we left, I was left in kind of a quandary. Because I very much enjoyed what I saw. Was it the original 80s RoboCop? No. Did it destroy the original 80s RoboCop? No. It was a nice addition into the franchise.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I am really happy they didn't choose the armor that transformed.
It's nice to see a reboot in in a franchise that probably could have done without a couple of sequels in the first place.
It could have done without the third sequel and maybe the animated cartoon.
Yeah, so
I don't know.
It's nice to see it brought back after a while and maybe see it. I mentioned this when we were talking about it, how I thought like you could even do another sequel off of this RoboCop. Doing the new generation RoboCop like in today's day and age.
Yeah, and you probably can.
You probably could, but it would be...
And it's not like RoboCop was suffering at the box office. Its opening weekend, it did manage to bring in $26 million.
Yeah.
That's a respectable amount. However, when you look at the Lego movie, which for 2 weekends in a row now has brought in well over $60 million.
Yeah, that's...
For a current global box office of 195 million, Lego looks like it's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah.
So...
And we're going to have to go see it.
We are definitely going to have to go and see it. Yeah. I definitely want to get out and see that movie before it goes into restricted time slots.
Yeah.
Mainly the matinees that we are never awake for. Now... I don't know about anybody else out there, but one of my favorite movie trilogies is the Back to the Future trilogy. I love the first one. The second one is hit or miss with me depending on my mood, but I'm one of the few people that really does like the third one. It's just a complete bookend for the series. I enjoy it. Well, in the second one, Marty gets given futuristic clothes, so he'll match in with the world of 2015. And sure enough, he's wearing a pair of Nike shoes.
And I remember the last time I watched that movie and I seen those, and I was like, man, I'm surprised that like that didn't like become like, I don't know, when you see something in a movie like that and it's obviously brand name.
Yeah, well, Nike has made those shoes once before. They were an eBay sale only.
Okay, yeah.
And all proceeds went to the Michael J. Fox Foundation.
Okay.
Well, Nike is going to be making them again. And these shoes will be released in 2015. However, unlike their previous attempt, Nike has said this time the power laces will be included, and they will work. How?
Yes. I think it's possible. It's very possible.
What's next? The little alarm on your coat saying, your jacket is now dry.
Man, and the price, I'm sure the price on these shoes are going to be...
The price is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just because they're shoes with power laces.
And
come on.
If I can remember the color scheme correctly...
Oh, they're beige and gray.
Yeah, it's going to be probably kind of weird matching
However,
it.
will the Nike symbol glow neon like it did in the last one? Like light up LED?
That would
If you've got power laces, you can make a power sign.
And I'm a sucker for anything with LED lights on it. So
I know that.
So if I see these shoes at a reasonable price, I would probably buy them, even though they probably won't match anything that I'm wearing.
Probably not, but then again, you wear them to the expo.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, see how many people notice my shoes.
We'll just put you in a pair of jeans.
Yeah.
Turn your pockets inside out. Put on your raincoat.
Yeah.
Get you a multicolored hat that will coat in plastic.
Yeah.
And we'll send you as Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good, actually.
Or send you as Marty McFly. Sorry.
I want to see. I'm really interested in the price because I would totally buy a pair.
It'll be interesting. I wouldn't even... The price to me, if they come out and say that a lot of the proceeds are going to the foundation again, then they're a buy.
Yeah.
I would support it just for that. So, because it's a very good foundation to go and support.
Does it say they're going to be a limited edition or they're going to be like a full... It probably didn't say.
More than likely they'll be a limited edition. I didn't get much information off of it. It was just like a quick little blurb. Now, Angry Birds. The iOS phenomenon.
Yes.
That has been driving many people crazy.
I think it's dead at this point. There's way too many versions of the game.
Well, They are getting a movie.
No.
Angry Birds, the movie.
No.
And this has been settled. The Angry Birds movie has settled down in a Vancouver animation studio.
I hope it's not the one I'm thinking of.
For its primary works. I don't think it's Rainmaker.
Okay, better not be.
They have given a release date of Canada Day 2016.
How can you make a movie?
At least it's standard Angry Birds and not Star Wars Angry Birds.
I know, but
that would be ridiculous.
Still, how can you make a movie based on a video game that you fling birds at objects? I don't understand. With the character itself, yeah, but
yeah,
it's gonna have nothing to do with the actual game itself. It's just gonna be that bird doing. It's just gonna be Rio. Rio. You probably never seen Rio, but
I did not want to see Rio.
I've seen Rio way too many times, and there's actually a little bird in Rio that looks just like the bird from Angry Birds. So
Lovely.
It's just going to be a spin-off of Rio, pretty much.
Well, we'll see. We'll have to see when it comes out. And it's only a couple days before someone's birthday, so maybe he'll get tortured and have to go and see it.
No.
Okay, well, coming out into theaters this week, we have, there is an advanced screening tomorrow of Pompeii.
Had a nice little argument with our boss at work today.
Yes. I must not mock anything historically significant around my boss. Because he gets very defensive on it.
Yes.
And he did bring up a lot of good points.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a screaming match argument. It was a solid debate as what you said you shouldn't have said. So I might see it. I am a sucker for historical movies. I'm going to avoid 300 Rise of an Empire because that should not exist. But I might go and check this one out. I think I'll wait until the Friday when it actually comes out into the AVX.
Yeah.
Because right now for its advanced screening in Newmarket here, it's going to be in standard theaters. Standard theater 3D, but standard theater, not the AVX. Also coming out this Friday, we have a movie entitled 3 Days to Kill, which is a Kevin Costner spy movie, where not only does he have to look after his teenage daughter, who he hasn't looked after for about 10 years, he has to stop an international terrorist plot.
I swear that sounds familiar. The story, main character has to take care of a child that he hasn't seen in years or hasn't whatever, and then something bad happens along with that. I swear I've heard
wasn't The Rock in it at one point?
Maybe. I know I've heard that storyline before. I gotta think about it.
It just seems very, very weird. But you know what? Kevin Costner's coming back out into the theaters. Man of Steel must have done something good for him. I don't see it, but we'll see. We'll have to take a look and see how this one turns out. I haven't even seen a trailer for this myself, so I saw the poster and the release date and went, well, this looks a little bit interesting. I'll have to check IMDb. Alrighty, coming out on Blu-ray yesterday. Not very much came out. The only things of real note were the Darkman Collector's Edition. And do you know what Darkman is?
Can't say that I do.
Darkman is a 80s... It's almost like a comic book action movie. It's directed by Sam Raimi.
Okay.
The creator of the Evil Dead series.
Yeah.
And it stars Liam Neeson.
Yep.
Who gets horribly burned in an accident.
Yep.
And what he's working on is synthetic skin. So he makes masks of different people he's trying to impersonate or of himself. But the problem is the synthetic skin breaks down after a certain length of time when it's exposed to direct sunlight.
Maybe he should have taken part in the RoboCop ending.
And it would just start to melt.
Okay, yeah.
It was a weird movie. I do like it. Mind you, I like it for reasons that it has Bruce Campbell in there for absolutely no reason. He's there filling a role just to get the movie made.
That's so weird.
Including some of the lines that Liam Neeson's supposed to say. They didn't get ADR'd properly. So Sam Raimi actually got Bruce Campbell to step in and say the lines.
No.
Yeah, it's amazing what you learn in Bruce Campbell's autobiography, If Chins Could Kill.
Oh my god.
It's a good book. Good book. So, also, the other notable release for Blu-ray yesterday was the third season of Game of Thrones has come out.
Yep.
And makes about sense considering we're getting ready to start season 4. I don't know. I still haven't been able to get into Game of Thrones.
No, I'm gonna see how long it lasts. Like if it's a long ongoing series, like I might get into it eventually. But
Well, I think it's only 6 books long maximum.
yeah.
And I think they're starting events that happen in the 4th book. I could be wrong. I haven't spoken with my friend about it in a while, just because once you start that ball rolling, it tends to not stop.
Yeah.
And before I know it, oh look, I've heard the entire storyline.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have no reason to sit down and watch it, because I've heard it all already. So that's pretty much it. What I've got for movie news for today. What do we got over in the video game world there, Botobo?
We actually have a few releases. February 11th, I believe it was, Final Fantasy 13 Lightning Returns came out for the 360 and the PS3.
Yes, I was trying to get the collector's edition.
Yeah. All of these games, though, have different regional release dates, so I don't know if I got all of these right. I did double check, so on the 18th, which I guess would be yesterday, Earth Defense Force 2025 came out for the 360 and the PS3. Also yesterday, NASCAR 2014 came out for the PC, the 360, and the PS3. And then I believe it was also yesterday, Strider came out for the Xbox One and the 360 and PC.
That's weird. I've had that game from the NES for so long, but I think my cartridge is broken somehow. Because I cannot find out how to get past the first level.
Yeah, it was like I had the Terminator game for my Sega Genesis. I could not figure that. I could never get past the second level in that game. Never. Like I don't know what it was. Like I was too young. Like I just didn't understand what I was doing. But I don't know. Like that was one of those weird games for me. Another upcoming game that I thought I actually thought it came out yesterday, but it didn't. At least not in North America. On the 21st is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze for the Wii U. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that.
I'm going to be picking that one up.
Yeah, that's a pretty major title for the Wii U.
Gotta love Donkey Kong.
In some weird news, I thought I'd write this down just because I've heard the kids at this school like this game. Dota 2. Or, what's it stand for again?
The Ruining of Warcraft.
The Ruining of Warcraft. Anyways,
that's what Dota stands for.
I had it written down here too. Oh well, I missed it. Anyways, there's a documentary on the game. The documentary is called Free to Play, which because the game is free to play itself. It's a documentary that Valve has made following three competitive players that. It just follows their journey to the first ever international tournament held for the game. And this documentary is going to be coming out on Steam for free, which would make sense. Free to play game, free movie. I've seen a couple like MLG movies before, or like short documentaries just following like a couple of gamers doing their gaming tour or whatever you want to call it. But I don't know, it's pretty interesting to see.
Yeah, last one like that I watched was Dungeons and Dragons: The Experience.
Yeah.
And it was from the 90s, actually, because they were still showing off second edition.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was interesting to see.
Some Sony news. more sales numbers. I know I bring them up every week.
That they've surpassed 5 million now?
Yeah, we're at 5. I think the number was 5.3 million worldwide. And
Go Sony.
And
Go Sony.
And the Japan release is still set to come on the 22nd of this month.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows how much that'll boost up sales. And then that was the thing when Sony before the console was released, Sony wanted to, I think they wanted to sell 5 million by the end of the year, by the end of 2014. I think was the goal for Sony, and they've already surpassed that. So I'm sure they're rolling in profits right now.
Well, they're definitely rolling in shrink wrap trying to get the systems off the line.
Well, that was the thing. They're saying they're totally gonna sell out in Japan probably. So it'll be even higher demand is going up.
If you don't have one now, you're still gonna have to wait.
Yeah, and if you're one of those people that have a PS4, there's a new firmware update, version 1.61. This improves DVD playback quality.
Good.
Supports various wireless headsets, and allows you to mute the microphone on the PlayStation camera. I'm surprised that wasn't available from launch, but I guess it's one thing they kind of forgot about.
Well, the voice commands for the PlayStation camera are really weird.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah. You thought the Xbox ones were weird.
At least my Sony camera does not try and activate itself when someone just walks into the room and mutters something.
Still, I've never had that happen, though. At least on the Xbox One. On the old Kinect, yeah, like, stuff would just happen.
Yeah.
Microsoft is testing cheaper digital prices on Xbox Live.
It's about time.
But at the same time, with the first game that they're testing this with, is probably a game that's probably not selling that well compared to all the other games. Rise, Son of Rome.
Really? Who
Yes.
would be surprised that they don't want to play a game that's nothing but QuickTime events?
Yeah, I don't know, like, it's a weird game to test this on if this really is the theory.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just trying to sell more copies of the game. I don't know.
I've seen it, you can button mash your way through Rise.
Yeah.
But to do the best, you have to get the QuickTime events to work, and that's just a pain in the butt.
Yeah. But anyways, I believe the retail on that is probably a regular $59 in stores, maybe $49, but the digital version on Xbox Live from February 18th to the 24th will be $39.99, and then they also have future discounts planned for the DLC of that game as well.
I was reading somewhere that a third of Xbox One users own Forza 5.
Yes, I was going to write that one down as well, which is not a surprising fact to me.
I kind of would have thought that number would be higher.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. But when you look at the people that are fans of driving games, and willing,
they're all playing Gran Turismo.
Yes, well, that and I don't know. If you're planning to pick up an Xbox One from launch, you knew the launch titles, and you pretty much have to settle with what they got so far. It goes with the PS4 as well. Like, obviously, there's only
I will admit
so
the
many
Xbox
games.
One had a better launch.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. The PlayStation 4 just seems to have a stronger longevity.
They probably...
They're still running.
Yeah. But yeah, Forza, I don't know. That's a cool stat, I guess. I would have thought it would have been a little bit higher. Graphically, it is a really good-looking game. Compared to even Battlefield and stuff like that, that's the obvious choice to get when you buy a new console. I was going to mention the Titanfall beta that I mentioned last week.
Yeah, you've been enjoying that?
Yeah, it's actually been not too bad. Personally, I think this game, I don't want to say it because a lot of people are hyping it, but I think it might be a little bit overhyped.
You're not the only one. I've heard about 6 different YouTuber reviews.
I know, but then I've heard a couple people even defend the hype a few times. So I don't know, man.
I've seen people defend the hype, but at the same time, a reviewer that I really come to trust with his opinions, especially about these console games, is Angry Joe, and he's up in the air about it. He's, yes, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, improvements still need to be made.
Yeah. I had no issues with the beta. They actually opened up the beta to everybody who signed up on the PC version, and then anybody with an Xbox One was able to download the beta after like the second day it was out. So, and they're trying to crash the servers, and I experienced no issue at all getting into games, even with friends in a party. Like, we all joined the game. I like the gameplay, but basically, like, I was expecting a little bit more than just first person. Like, I thought there would be, well, the way you fight, obviously you can use different things. You can wall run, you can like double jump whenever you want. You can obviously, I love mechs. Any game with a mech robot that you can control, like, that's cool to me. But when you're in it, I don't know.
It does look really, really good, and I'm interested to try it out. The thing that's holding me back is there's really no single player storyline. It's all online.
I know, that's the thing.
Games should not just be a multiplayer thing.
Yeah.
You should have a game should be able to stand on its own. Now, call me old-fashioned, but it's true. I honestly believe a game should be able to stand on its own two legs.
Yeah.
Without the need for you to be connected and playing with other people. That should be a bonus or something to expand the world of the game.
Yeah. I don't know. It's interesting.
I know. I'm old.
Another piece of news here. I should have said this after talking about Final Fantasy, but Square Enix comes out and admits that it's definitely interested in bringing future entries to PC. They're talking about Final Fantasy. So that would be interesting. I think that would kind of open it up a little bit more. Obviously, Final Fantasy players are loyal to their Sony.
They are loyal, however, that loyalty's been pushed to the test with like the original release of Final Fantasy XIV, which didn't go over very well.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy XIII, which hasn't been doing as well as everybody thought. Right now, the major placeholder is going to see how well Final Fantasy XV is when it comes out. But what's been giving Square Enix a good name and getting a lot of their old schoolers back into the gameplay is Bravely Default.
Yeah.
And that's got a 9 out of 10 rating.
I've seen there's an article posted on Kotaku. I wasn't going to write it down, but now that you mentioned the game, one of the creators, or I don't know if it was a developer or I think it was one of the writers for the game. Obviously, they said a lot of the inspiration came from the earlier Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
And
it's almost the same. 4 heroes, crystals.
But then he said a lot of the story and a lot of the depth came from Beverly Hills 90210, the TV show. Just the way I
can actually see it. Maybe that's why they called the one character Ring a Bell.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what they're... Because I just skimmed over to the article and I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. I don't think I should talk about that because Matt will be like, why? Why did you bring this up? But yeah, I don't know how far that goes into that. Like, he's just... I don't know, one of the writers was talking about it. I thought that was a weird little hint. So he's just like, yeah, basically it's a Japanese RPG with a little bit of American influence.
A little bit of American teenage drama.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
There was a little bit of news coming out of Nintendo Direct, which was an event that they had, what was it? It was early last week, I believe. Game Boy Advance games will be coming to Virtual Console, which is very good.
Maybe I'll get my Fire Emblem back.
I believe that they did announce a couple of launch titles. I didn't bother writing them down. There's a new Mario Kart 8 trailer out.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8's coming very soon.
May 30th is the date.
Yes.
And the Koopalings will be playable, which is kind of odd, because there's 7 of them. And they're all...
As in King Koopa's kids?
Yes.
Wow.
So...
Well, that doesn't surprise me too much. Like, I remember Mario Kart DS, you could play as Rob the Robot.
Yeah, well, that was... Well, the IGN video I was watching, they were arguing What was that?
What's next? You're going to be able to drive down the road as the Wii Fit trainer? Or is that reserved specifically for Smash Brothers?
Well, Smash Brothers, they added a unlikely character. I can't think of the name right now. What's he from? He's from a weird Nintendo game that you probably wouldn't picture in Smash Brothers, but he's in there. I want to. I can't even think of it right now. I want to. No, I'm not going to say because I have no idea.
Okay.
But yeah, that's basically it. There's Battlefield 4 DLC that was released yesterday for premium subscribers. So this is, I guess, the second. This is called Second Assault. So I'm guessing it's the second map pack.
No, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah. If you do not have premium, it will be available for purchase on March 4th.
Oh, lovely. March 4th, the day the South Park RPG comes out.
Yeah, so nobody will be playing Battlefield anymore.
No, they will all be playing South Park.
There was another video with 10 facts you don't know about. You probably don't know about South Park, but all of them, I pretty much knew all of them from watching the documentary on how South Park episodes are made.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of South Park and you
tend to know a lot about South Park.
Yeah,
if you're a fan.
Yeah, that's true. That's basically it for news today.
Okay, well, unfortunately, because I had a little bit of a memory slip the start of our show here, we started our show off with Beauty and the Beast song, Be Our Guest.
Yep.
And following that was Deo, or the Banana Boat song by Harry Belafonte.
Yep. I was gonna warn you too, and I was like,
Yes, I had a little bit of a mental gap. I apologize.
You went right into it.
Now, for starting off our nostalgic break here on 102.7 Chop FM, we've got a couple of songs, and each one of these three songs does have some bearing for Toronto's ComiCon.
Yes.
And we will be going into those. It's going to be ComiCon Constant Talk after our nostalgic break. So here to kick you off and get you started, here's from John Williams, the main theme from Superman. Okay, well, we apologize for that. We seem to be having a technical difficulty here. What you were supposed to be hearing was Howard Shore's The Sacrifice of Faramir. Apparently it's glitched out with Who's Johnny? Okay, we will have to fix that for our next show, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for that one.
Yeah, that was a little odd.
Well, thank you for coming back to 102.7 Chop FM. We started off our nostalgic break with John Williams, the Superman main theme. Following that, for all you fans of the verse out there, that was the Firefly main theme. And as I said, it was supposed to be a Lord of the Rings song, but it ended up not working. What do those three songs have to do with Toronto's ComiCon? Well, the Superman song is because we have Brandon Routh showing up this year for the ComiCon.
Yep.
Yes, I realize the song was from the Richard Donner film, not from Superman Returns, but it was played partially in Superman Returns just to get the fanfare out there. So that's what qualifies it for me. Now, the Firefly theme was played because we have Morena Baccarin showing up this year. For those of you who don't know out there, that is Inara from Firefly and Serenity. She also has a spot on the television show Homeland.
Yep.
And the Howard Shore Lord of the Rings music, well, that was the song that has Billy Boyd singing at the very end.
Yep.
And why is that important? Well, Billy Boyd is going to be joined with Sean Astin this year at Toronto's ComiCon.
Yep.
So those three songs corresponding to four celebrities who are going to be showing up, taking time out of their schedules to come out and meet the fans. And that's great to see. Now, Bonobo, have you been to a convention like this before?
No. when I first got into gaming and following like gaming news and stuff like that, I was always on the internet following the major gaming conventions. I'd always see videos. And
so you were paying attention to E3, PAX?
Yeah, all of those major gaming conventions. I've seen a lot of coverage just from those conventions, but I have not personally been to anything.
Well, from my experience, I have been to 3 years. I've been to conventions. They've all been the same convention. It was the Fan Expo held in the end of August.
Yeah, the major
the major convention for up here.
Yeah.
How major? Well, the 2013 attendance record for Fan Expo was over 100,000 people.
Yeah.
They packed the Metro Toronto Convention Centre. But more on Toronto's ComiCon. It will be held March the 7th, 8th, and 9th of this year at the Metro Toronto Convention Centre in the South Building. It's very, very easy to get to, especially if you're coming in from public transit. You know, you get down, however you're coming in from public transit, get into Union Station, get onto the Skywalk, and it takes you right into the convention center. And I guarantee you there will be signs posted as soon as you step off the Skywalk directing you to go left or right.
If not, follow the cosplayers.
Precisely. There will be cosplay everywhere. Follow someone dressed up in a costume, you will find your way to the convention. Now, for tickets are still available. You can buy your tickets either in advance, or you can purchase your tickets at the box office. However, when it comes to the box office, you're only going to be able to buy single-day tickets at the box office. If you plan on getting a weekend pass, you have to order that ahead of time. And, you know, the prices aren't too bad. You're looking at $15 for a Friday, $25 for a Saturday, and $20 for a Sunday. Or for the weekend, you're looking at $45. So it's pretty much you're getting a Friday free at that point.
Yeah.
And they do offer a coupon that you can print off online for children to get in free. Otherwise, children are $10. So it's fairly decent prices. I've never really had a problem with the prices for getting into these conventions. What I love about these conventions like this is it's a big gathering of everything. They have anime, they have comic books, they have science fiction, they have horror, they have gaming. It's all going to be there. And it's all a lot of fun. I had mentioned, based off the music that we had, there's going to be some major celebrity guests showing up. Now there's usually, for the larger conventions, you'll see a larger list, but we actually do have a good list of people showing up this year. As I said, Brandon Routh from Superman Returns. I personally like him as the evil ex-vegan from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Hey, I can't help it. I like that movie.
I know.
We do have, I apologize, I might be saying this name wrong, but we have Irone Singleton from The Walking Dead, Giancarlo Esposito from Breaking Bad, we have Denise Crosby from Star Trek The Next Generation, Matthew Wood, which is he's going to be in Star Wars Episode 7, and he's also in Star Wars The Clone Wars.
Yeah.
We have Eliza Dushku from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Angel, and Dollhouse. And topping off the list, we have John Heder from Napoleon Dynamite.
Gotta throw Napoleon in there.
True. We have to. He's coming, so we have to mention him.
I used to have the T-shirt from the movie.
I never got into the movie myself.
I've only seen it maybe 2 or 3 times. I don't know. It was good the first time I watched it, but I don't know. It just gets old.
Well, when you go to these types of conventions, what you have is, aside from a massive, and I do mean massive, retailer area. If it's related to comics, anime, science fiction, or horror, and you can't find it at a convention, there's a good chance it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Because these retailers come from all over, and they bring a lot of stuff with them, stuff I've never even seen before. And like the one year they had a die-cast statue of a T-800 skeleton standing there that you could bid on. That was insane. But looking at our highlights here, what you can expect to see aside from the retailer area and the exhibitor areas, there's going to be celebrity autographs. There are photo op sessions. Both of these do have tickets that you'll have to pick up and purchase. It just makes sense that you'd have to do this.
Yeah.
And prices are not too bad. They're not too bad at all. I've looked at the photo ops, and you're looking between $30 and $45 for a photo op.
It's definitely a little better than Fan Expo was last year.
Well,
when you get a bigger name,
it all comes down to just who it is.
Yeah, I know.
That's where it comes to.
If you're wanting to get a picture with William Shatner, you better.
Again, major star, right?
Yeah.
But we also have Q&A panels. Each celebrity guest is going to be hosting their own Q&A panel. There is going to be a combo Lord of the Rings panel.
Yeah, that'd be a cool one to sit on.
Have you heard of the animated series 16?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the entire cast is going to be there, and they are going to do a live reading of an episode.
That's pretty cool.
You also have workshops and seminars, so if you're interested in trying to get into voice acting or how to be a better cosplayer, all these workshops are held here. Like, just a few off the top of the list here, we have Voice Acting 101.
Which, I'm sure the guy from Dragon Ball Z is a part of that.
Oh, there's a good chance.
Considering how much voice acting he does, I couldn't think of his name right now.
Find his name. I know his name's Kyle.
Yeah.
We have
Herbert or...
Yeah, Kyle Hebert. I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. But, yeah, good chance he'll be in the voice acting. Can't say for certain, but there's a good chance he'd be there. Cosplay tips and tricks panel. You have how to make spandex manageable.
That's an odd one.
Just wait until you see the cosplay.
No, I know.
And a cosplay supplies panel. So there is a lot going on there. You are going to have, you name it, people are going to be dressed up as it. The one year I went there, you couldn't blink and turn around without running into some characters from Bleach. There's always Naruto running around everywhere. And it's either Naruto or it's Kakashi, his sensei.
Yeah.
So it's one of those two is always there. There's usually always Dragon Ball Z dressed up somewhere. And then you get the very, very innovative people. Like, I've seen people walking around in cardboard suits that they can get down on their hands and knees and their suit actually transforms back into a car.
Yeah, I've seen something similar.
So this is where people come out to shine, and it's fantastic because you're showing your nerd colors. You're showing your support for what you love, and at the same time you're expressing yourself in such a personal way. Like, you've spent so much time getting in, like, working on this costume, getting into the character. I know people who have gone to conventions and they are in character the entire time they have their badge on. They do not come out of character until they are back in their hotel room.
Yeah.
So it's definitely an exciting, exciting weekend. And a full weekend it will be. Friday, that starts at 4 o'clock and it runs till 9 p.m. Saturday, you get a full day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sundays at 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it's going to be a lot of work. You're going to be running around. Make sure you have plenty of storage space on your camera.
And plenty of deodorant, please.
Well, it's just common sense. You know, you're going to be packed in with a bunch of people.
That's
shower before you hit the convention floor.
it's the one thing I hear from everybody who goes to a con anywhere. It's just like, why, people? Why can't you just put on deodorant? I don't know. It makes sense though. And especially this one won't be as bad as Fan Expo, as Fan Expo's in the summertime.
True.
So March, hopefully, people will not be sweating as much.
Hopefully, but it's going to be an experience, and that's the thing. Comic-Con is such an experience. Now, there are, of course, a couple of just very simple, polite rules. Ask someone before you try and pester them to take a pic, like before you just try and get around them with a camera to take a picture.
Yeah.
If they're a cosplay person, you know what? If they're walking through the retail area shopping, leave them be for a moment.
Yeah.
They're out there enjoying the convention. If they're at one of the side areas or just standing around gathering with their friends, walk up, ask like, "Oh, that's a great costume. Would you mind if I got a photo with you?" And usually all these cosplayers plan ahead of time with their friends and they all go theme. And you will have people just jumping all in and around to create a theme shot. I've actually participated in one of these. My second convention I went to, I dressed myself up as a Jedi. And as I was walking out, I came across someone who was dressed up as Darth Maul, and there was a young 10-year-old dressed up as Darth Vader. And the 10-year-old wanted to pose for a picture with the Darth Maul character.
Yeah.
So he stopped and got into a pose for them, and everybody else who had a lightsaber in their hand all ran over and they all jumped into this picture. So this kid's got a photo with 9 different Jedi around him, and all the blades are locked in the center. It was great. I enjoyed it. And it turns out, like, 5 or 6 years later, I come across the guy dressed up as Darth Maul here in town, and he's a friend of mine now. I met him at Comic-Con, or Fan Expo. I had no idea who he was. And then I go to a gaming store and run into the guy, and I'm just like, "Hey, you look familiar." So that was great to see. You run into all types, and it's a great place to meet new people. To meet new people who are into what you are into. And for a lot of us who are, very passionate about our certain nerd topics, I am extremely passionate about Star Wars, Star Trek, pretty much a lot of science fiction, and a lot of anime. Going to this place, I don't have to hide my love for these topics, because everyone else there is there for that same reason. It's very, very relaxing. You actually feel as if there was a weight pulled off your shoulders, because you're not standing out in the crowd, you are the crowd now.
Yeah.
So you will be very, very surprised, Bodobo, when we go down this weekend, or for this convention in March. You'll be quite surprised, and I hope you enjoy yourself.
I hope so as well.
So we do have a little bit more news for Comic-Con, but this has come to the end of our show for this week, so stay tuned next week as we go deeper into what's coming on this year at Toronto's Comic-Con. Thank you for listening to us here on 102.7 Chop FM. This has been a production of Nerds of the North. I am DJ Padawan.
And I am DJ Bodobo.
Once again, I do apologize for our mix-up there with the music. We do have a song we're going to leave you with, and we are guaranteed that this song will work correctly because we've already played it once. So here you go, sending you off into the afternoon or evening light. Here is Europe with the final countdown.